What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and seemingly every day we get new heroes in Empires and Puzzles, so here's the next round of them. But first, join me over in Gemstone Legends. It's a fantastic match 3 RPG game, and it's players that get in early on games like this that are at the biggest advantage. Not only will you help the channel out by using the link in the description of this video, but you're going to get a free epic hero named Moralia along with a bunch of gold, gems, and potions. After you download the game, you'll have access to events which will get you even more amazing heroes and loot. Guys, wow, you don't want to miss this opportunity because you do not get it in the regular App Store. Download it now, and I will see you in Gemstone Legends. Alright, so Small Giant Games is actually introducing some new costumes to the Atlantis heroes. So we're going to go through the new ones today, and it actually makes Atlantis probably worth summoning for again. It's been a long time since Atlantis has mattered, but as with any costume, it increases the power of the hero just a little bit more and gives some bonuses. So it does make some previous heroes who have been losing their power over time to more powerful current heroes just a bit more powerful again. Let's take a look at Ariel. So Ariel gets her costume, 5-star blue hero. The costume is going to be a sorcerer class. She's of course in the Atlantis family and gets the costume bonus if you get the costume, which of course we know gives a boost to attack, defense, health, and mana. And the mana one is pretty important there. 765 attack, 780 defense, and 1325 HP. A Deep Sea Ritual is the special at average speed. Boosts the health of all allies by 520. If health exceeds max HP, it's added as temporary HP. That's really cool and a big difference from her previous costume over here where it was just straight up healing. It's a lot of healing, 40%, but boosting is really cool. We know that that's a powerful special. All allies regenerate a moderate amount of mana over 4 turns, and she cleanses status ailments from all allies. So she kept her cleansing, which is really cool, and I like this boosting of HP a little bit better than regular healing because you can use it anytime. So, you know, previously just for the regular healing, if you set Ariel special off, you either had to wait until your heroes, you know, took some life loss or whatever, but like you know as well as I do that the AI can sometimes just unload. Let's say you cascaded and then they have a couple hero specials go off, well they can just unload and like kill one of your heroes. But by boosting HP, it means that your heroes are going to stick around potentially and survive something like that, so that the next time you charge Ariel up, they can heal even more. Cleansing is one of the best things that you can possibly do in this game because of the amount of status ailments there are, by the way. So remaining a cleanser and getting the boosted HP is pretty cool. It's a straightforward ability that Ariel has here, but it's a very good one. I would say that Ariel previously was an A, but over time, as they've been putting out more powerful current heroes, you know, this kind of effect, the regular effect that she had here, was starting to slip to like A- or so, but this effect is really cool. So if you get the costume, I would still consider this an A for a hero. And the fact that the regular side of it gets the boosts as well, the costume bonuses, that kind of just sneaks Ariel back into A territory too. So I think if you get her, the best thing about the costume being the choice, you know, when you go into battle, choose which side you want. I feel like it's close enough. You probably do want to go with the boosted health side, but that's really up to you. So Ariel is an A. All right, next up we have the Ursina costume, and the costume side of it is Druid class. Of course, she's going to get the same bonuses for Atlantis and costume that the other heroes get, with 771 attack, which is pretty good, especially because of what her special does. 761 defense, which is alright, and HP is 1370. The special is Reef Blast at average speed. Now I want to show you something with the special. Watch this. We're going to flip back and forth between the regular side and the costume side. So this is the costume side, regular side, costume side, regular side. Do you see the difference? There's not much of a difference. Costume side, regular side. All right, so most of this stays the same. There is one difference. So as far as the dealing 130% damage to all enemies and 260% damage if the target has more than 50% health remaining, and all allies reflecting status effects and 115% damage to the attacker or block other negative status effects from enemies' holy special skills, which all stays the same. The difference is that Ursina costume, all holy enemies get negative 54% defense against dark for 4 turns. So the regular side is that she'll deal extra damage against holy heroes. And on the costume side, they're getting negative 54% defense. So it is an elemental defense down, but only for holy heroes. So it's still sort of incentivizing using her as a tank in like a war or something like that, where people are probably going to try to load up on yellow heroes. So this still disincentivizes you bringing holy heroes against her. And in fact, I would say the costume side of this, it's probably a little, I don't know. It's hard to say if it's better because it sort of depends on the speed that things are happening in a war. But in a vacuum, I like this side of the card a little bit better because I always like a huge defense down like that, because all it takes is Ursina going off one more time if it can happen within 4 turns, and she'll just basically wreck them. Now, the benefit of the regular side here is that extra damage happens right away and you don't have to wait for it. But the extra damage is not probably going to be quite as much as being able to do the negative defense down and having her go off again. It just depends if that can actually happen. So both sides of these are pretty good. You know, there used to be a time where Ursina was just like absolutely the best. I still think she's very, very good, but with all the overpowered heroes that are coming out now, I think we have to say that Ursina is an A-, simply because she's amazing, and so absolutely should be in the A range, and she's going to be used a lot as defense on a tank. But she's not going to be quite as versatile. She used to be used more in raids, which she's not going to be used as much in now. Not so much against the tank. Will definitely be used in very fast wars and tournaments and things like that. Yeah, she's just a very, very good, solid hero, and you're lucky if you get her. So definitely an A-. And next we get this bad boy, Poseidon Costume, who is going to be Ranger class this time, getting the Atlantis and Costume bonus, and then also 757 attack, 731 defense, which actually isn't that high in this day and age, but it's something. He does get a lot of HP at 1473. He is a fast speed hero with the special being Title Slayer. Deals 480% damage to the target. That's quite a bit. And all allies are immune to new status ailments for 3 turns. This is a really cool effect. I like this a lot. And if we go backwards, you can see that as a sniper previously, he dealt 450% damage. Well, this 480% is one of the higher percentages in the game for a sniper. Now, as I mentioned previously when we were talking about Ariel, status ailments are just huge in this game. They're all over the place. And at this point, like, you absolutely need a cleanser, but a lot of times you need to just be able to prevent an ailment in the first place. Think of like going up against Alfreak. This would be a great hero to take up against Alfreak if you can get him to go off first, because then you're not going to take the status ailments at least, right? So this is going to be a very good tactical hero and used in a lot of circumstances. And I will tell you, as far as a grade goes for this one, most snipers are very similar. They're just sort of like copy and pasted different colors and things like that. And while I think most snipers are like B pluses, unless they do something pretty useful and then they're in the A- range, I am going to give Poseidon an A. And that is simply because it is the costume, so you get to choose which side you want. Remember, on the regular side, all allies resist new effects that block usage of special skills for 3 turns, and all allies resist new negative mana effects for 3 turns. So, man, this guy just becomes really versatile because you can choose in which situation you want to use which special. So it's going to be useful in wars, in tournaments. It's going to be useful. I like to take a hero like this against the Titan potentially too. He's not particularly special against the Titan, except that he gets to be perhaps the one hero that you're bringing that once you've already done like the attack increase and the defense down and things like that, that is just really delivering the big blow, the big hit. So I do like him a lot. I think he's barely an A. Like, I want to give him an A- because snipers in this day and age are not as powerful as they used to be. But the fact that you get such choice with the specials on this one, I think, is what makes him an A. Lastly, we have the Cage Barado costume, who this time is a paladin. Gets the Sakura family bonus, which is a mana generation bonus. That's important to note because this is a very fast hero. And so you could potentially set him off with making less matches. He also gets that mana bonus of 1% from the costume, so just kind of take note of that. 782 attack, which is on the higher side, probably the best part of the base stats here, with 750 defense and 1339 HP. Beetle Strike is the special. Like I said, it is very fast, and typically you only need a level 11 mana troop to get this guy to go off with only 2 matches, so that's really important to take note of. Now, the thing that makes the special good here is just like on the regular side, he's going to dispel buffs before he deals damage to the target. And when he deals damage, it's going to be 320% to the target. The target's immune to new buffs for 2 turns, and the target gets negative 34% defense for 2 turns. So, as has been a theme of snipers in particular, but a lot of these Atlantis heroes, is that they've started to take a backseat to some of the more powerful heroes that have been coming out. They just don't hold up over time. And so Cage, in all of his history in Empires and Puzzles, has pretty much been an A, but I think has probably slipped to an A- in recent months just because there's so many better options. But Cage's power came from dispelling buffs before dealing the damage, and it was really the 450% damage that was special here whenever the opponent had more than 50% health remaining, because at the time, 450% for much of Empires and Puzzles history was just some of the most damage you could possibly be dealing, especially with the 803 attack on the regular side. So the question is, if Cage has slipped to an A-, is this side, the costume side, going to bring it back up to an A? Well, I don't think so. Let's pick apart the special a little bit, because I'm not super thrilled with the costume side of the special. Not that it's bad. It's not bad. I'm just not super thrilled with it. So first, let's talk about dispelling buffs from the target before dealing the damage, because that is good, and that is where some of the value is that comes in here. But it's not as good as it used to be. A lot of people used to put value into this because you could get through counterattack. But really, how often do you fight counterattacking heroes? I mean, we did just talk about Ursina with yellow heroes, but like, Cage is purple anyway, and like, why are you bringing a purple hero against purple hero? Yeah, you can do that. It's fine. It's fine, but you're depending on the specials and not tile damage. There is Sif, and you know, that's purple against yellow, so that does matter. And when you see Sif, this would be kind of useful, but that's kind of a niche scenario, right? How many people are putting Sif on their defense in this day and age? And you know, Sif's fine, but not a hero that's like all over defenses everywhere that you need an effect like this. And actually, really, what you need this dispelling buffs before dealing damage, probably more than counterattacking. Counterattacking is the obvious one, but like, it's really the defense buffs which you see more on a hero like Black Knight or on Krampus, where the hero might be buffed and have taunt. Well, you can dispel the taunt and deal a lot of damage to the hero, potentially killing the hero so that they're not doing that much anymore, right? So that's really where I think the value in that comes in. So it's good, it's fine, it's just not, I think people overvalue that particular special. Yes, when you need it, pull this hero out and use it. But I don't think that it's anything where you're using it all the time everywhere. The dealing 320% damage, I think I'd just rather have the huge damage on the previous special for heroes that have over 50% damage, because, you know, when they get under 50%, you don't need to deal 450% damage anymore. You can just deal the 225. So Cage is always useful for being able to kill opponents because of how this particular special works on the regular side. But just always 320%, that's not great. Now, these last two parts of the special here, where the target's immune to new buffs for 2 turns. I mean, that's cool if you get rid of a taunt and like now the taunt can't come back if the hero's going to go off, but it's only 2 turns. Same thing with the defense down. I usually love seeing defense down printed on a hero, but it's only 2 turns. So that does water down its effectiveness a bit. And that's why I just can't move him from an A- back to an A. But please hear me out. He's good. Like, that's why he's getting an A-. So if you get Cage and you get the costume, you again get the benefit of being able to flip back and forth and choose between the one that you really want. Like, maybe you have a synergy where you want this defense down, and so you know you can bring another purple hero along with Cage so that they go off at the same time, and you can use that negative 34% defense down to your advantage. So A- is good. Great hero. Not going to move back up to an A though. So that's what I think about Cage. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, also hitting the bell notification so that you know when I drop new videos or go live, and I will catch you in the next one.